fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here with another awesome Carbonites review. Today we are taking a look at the brand new case Vincent is revealing on Instagram today. This is an awesome one from Battlefront 2, Cinder Squad. He has done an insane amount of cases thoroughly covering the multiplayer skins of all of the clones and droids, and they are amazing cases all. However, Battlefront 2 has an excellent campaign, and Vincent has gone ahead and grabbed some of the most important characters from said campaign and adapted them into the world of Carbonites. I'm super excited for this case. I love the campaign of Battlefront 2, so I'm very excited to see what my thoughts are on this case. Let's go. Here's the case. We'll go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Vincent does a great job on these boxes. I do really like them. This is your standard Carbonites box with the number 8 in the Battlefront campaign line on the side. You have all 6 figures printed on the spine with the 3 colors implying the coloring of the game line. This side, the case name is Cinder Squad. You have all of the different characters included in the case, looking really good. Vincent's signature there. Excellent. And then you have your little thumb tab, open it here. Carbonites. And then on the back, a little bit of information about the brand and information about contacting him. You really should just go to the Carbonites website, which I will have linked in the description down below. That is incredibly telling on what the brand is on the site. Vincent has all sorts of information. And to do a quick unboxing, popping the top will reveal your tissue paper Han and Carbonite, and pulling that aside, ooh, what is this? You get a free little promo poster in Carbonites style for Battlefront 2, and it's the video games category EABF2 2017, and then a link to the Carbonites website. This is super duper cool, and this is included as a temporary gift running until later on in November. And you get a certificate telling you about what the gift is. It is a limited time special release. Looking in underneath of that, you have your 6 characters, of course, and your mint in the box. The mint in the box is where Vincent will hide your freebies if you have bought enough cases to get a promotional block, or if there's a promotional block going on. And this is super exciting. You get a Han and Carbonite Battlefront-inspired mascot block, which is super cool. We're going to take a closer look in the actual proper review, but super duper cool stuff. Keep an eye out on this promotion. It runs until later November. I'll put the exact date in the description, and we will get into this review. Let's go. So here we have everything you get in the case, not including the little mini promo poster. I love these, and I hang them up above my desk, though. But this is everything you get included in the case, assuming that you order it during the period that the promotional Han and Carbonite block is available. So you get your standard mint in the box, which is an awesome pun. I love a good pun, and the implication is, you know, the mint in box term that action figure collectors use is your Han and Carbonite graphic over a little Lifesavers mint, and that is awesome, and I will be indulging in that sweet treat once the video is concluded. Now, let's take a quick look at the Han and Carbonite block. Now, the whole gimmick here is your Battlefront 2 thing, is the whole aesthetic to the cover of the games is it's your character breaking down into hologram form. That was the poster graphic for it, and so this is the Han and Carbonite mascot breaking down into hologram form on his right or our left, looking at him face on. And so it is really, really fun. I love these promotional blocks. Vincent has done a fun job of doing a variety of promotional Han and Carbonites, whether it be the Han and Carbonite in Jedi robes from earlier this year, the Easter egg block, which you can get by finding on the website. It's just a really, really fun thing. So I do love that this is included. Thank you very much, Vincent. And we will set that aside. Now, let us take a look. We will just work through them. This one is the Cinder Squad Commander Verizon Unmasked. Now, this is an adaptation of Iden Versio, the main protagonist of the game, and she looks really, really good. She wears TIE Fighter pilot armor with a couple of added logos and little pouches and stuff here and there, and her face is captured fairly well in Carbonites. I look at this and I'm like, yep, that's Iden, as stylized as Carbonites will let you do. The ears on the side, you got a little parting of the hair down the center, and around back she has her bun going on. Looking down, you see she is just wearing her armor in the game. She's got her red striped pauldron on that side, and her little Seeker droid on the back. Looking super cool. Loving how the Seeker droid turned out. Now, working to the right, this is Cinder Squad Commander Verizon, and this is the same character with the helmet on, and then she has the chest box on because she's in pilot mode at that point, and so there are some similar, like, graphics here. I mean, a lot of reuse, which is not a lazy word. I don't mind reuse in any way whatsoever. This makes sense. Iden puts her helmet on and a chest control box, and you have a totally different look for her. So, makes a lot of sense to me, and I've got no gripes with reusing designs, but it does make it easy to go through the review a little faster when you've got some similar ones. Taking a look at this one is the Cinder Squad Special Agent Laptop, or as his canon name might be, is Del Miko. So Del is an awesome character. Love Del a lot, and of course that is the joke, is Del, and then the laptop. But Del looks excellent. You have some things that are in common with Iden. You see, like, there's, generally speaking, the design of them is the same, but then there's, like, different boxes and buttons, applied here and there. So, which is accurate. It's canon. I mean, that's just, they wear similar design, armors with just different carryouts. And he looks excellent. I love his pouch on the front, symbols on the forehead, symbols on the shoulder. He looks very good, very faithful to the game, as I recall, and yeah, I like him a lot. Here we have friend turned foe, Cinder Squad Elite Commando Tusk, or as we know him, Gideon Hask. And yeah, what a slimy guy he turned into in the end, but some Imperials just can't be saved, right? And one thing I gotta say I really love is the red on the lenses and how it fades darker to the sides. That's just really, really cool on these. But otherwise, like I've said a couple of times now, very similar stuff going on with some different overlays. He has that strap across his chest of all those pouches, and just looks really good. And he has more of an officer belt with a silver buckle instead of your TIE Fighter pilot, like Stormtrooper looking belts. So, really, really cool stuff going on here. Hask is looking good. And then this is the Cinder Squad Admiral Versio. Couldn't tell you his first name, but Iden's dad in the game. I think he's a solid inclusion. He looks really, really good. This is one that you could kind of put anywhere because he is just a gray-haired guy in a white Imperial officer garb. So you could just throw him next to anyone if you didn't know the character name. But, of course, he is the leader, or the boss of Iden, who is then the leader of the squad, and then in the game they eventually defect, and then he becomes an enemy that they deal with near the end of the game. And so he looks really good in his white officer garb with the black belt and the buckle going on. Got his rank tabs and his pens in his pocket, black cap going on with the silver bullet in the front. And he just looks super, super cool. And I like this one a good deal. Great work on this one, Vincent. Putting him aside, there's an in-universe name, and I'm totally blanking on it, but it is the Sinister Overlord of the Space Empire Robot. And they weren't seeker droids or whatever, but basically in the game, the Emperor had given he basically had video recorded a final will and testament of sorts that these robots would go out and play the hologram of his face there, looking very menacing. And he wanted Operation Cinder to be completed, which was the plot of the main campaign, which is really, really cool. And this has been adapted very well. It is a it is a red-robed figure with a black dome head, and then it has the white hologram of the Emperor's face, although it's very shadowy inside, and I feel this is translated to Carbonites very, very well. I love the red, I love the little hints of white on the front. That's kind of where I was going with the white earlier, and I just mixed up all my colors. But He looks really, really good. This is one of those designs where, like, in-universe, in the grand overall scheme of all that is Star Wars, there might be, like, 20 seconds of total screen time between any media this has ever appeared in, which I believe is still just Battlefront 2 after all this time. But just something that, if you've played that game, is very iconic. I believe it made it into the gameplay trailers that they were using to market the game, which is really cool. But I really, really love this one. If you look at my thumbnail designs on the Carbonites, you see I always make one big, and then the rest of them are kind of just the same size as each other. And, like, this is the standout to me. He is the one that needed to be big on this thumbnail. And I really, really think it turned out nice. And then, just as a little personal one to me, I got my gold Han and Carbonite block. If you don't know, when you collect Carbonites, Vincent keeps track of how many you've purchased, and whenever you cross thresholds, you get a freebie included. It is the Han and Carbonite mascot block in varying colors. So I have the silver, and now I have the gold, and the gold is thanking me for my 15th purchase of Carbonites, because I have purchased 15 unique cases, and Vincent also told me he believes I might be the person that owns the most of them at this point. So, suck it. You can't surpass me unless you go and buy a bunch of cases, which you're welcome to. I would like everyone to go buy a bunch of cases from Vincent. So, keep my man busy. But this is just that mascot block in a little bit of a soft gold tone, and it's really, really cool, and I look forward to collecting more of these. It's very, very similar to other ones, you know, I mean, the design's the same, just purely the coloring is what's different. But it is fun, and I like it a good deal. I always like to show off Carbonites like some other collectibles, because the fun thing about Carbonites is, even if you don't go crazy on them like I have, if you just say, hey, there's a case that's got some characters I like, and you pick it up, you can sprinkle them around your collection anywhere you want. Whether you have a desk job and you've got a little cubicle and you just want to have a little bit of Star Wars flair in there, or if you're a guy like me that has way too many Black Series overfilling his entire living room, and you want to throw some little blocky versions of the same guys around too. There's really no wrong way to go about it. And so I just like showing them next to other things. Remember, Carbonites are 1 inch by 1 inch by 2 inch tall block versions of the characters we love. They are stackable, they are insanely collectible, and you can really get a lot of them and not waste a lot of space. So you see 3 of them stacked up, measures up to a 6-inch Black Series, and then Funko Pops are like 4.5 inches. So you see that Ahsoka is like a little taller than 2 of them stacked up, and there they are next to a Lego minifigure and a Micro Galaxy TIE Fighter, just to show you next to all sorts of varying collectibles. And yeah, the Carbonites are super fun, and I just love how they look next to other stuff. So at the end of the day, what do I think of the Cinder Squad case? I love it. This is an awesome representation of all the important characters from the campaign of Battlefront 2, a game that I love, and it just really is speaking to me. I love the Han and Carbonite freebie. That is really, really fun. And then the 6 characters in the case are just really great. So, do I recommend this case? Absolutely, especially if you're a Battlefront fan. You get some really fun, unique designs in here, and it's hard to turn this one down. So, you should go ahead and order this case. I do recommend it, and you should do it soon. That way you get that Han and Carbonite included. And I actually spoke with Vincent. My guess would have been it would only be included with orders containing this case, but it's actually just included with all orders. So if you want that Han and Carbonite, but you don't really want this case, go order something else. It's going to be really, really cool. I do strongly recommend this one. It's just a great design, bunch of awesome work. Vincent always does great work, but there's a lot of really fun ones in here, some iconic ones to the portions of Star Wars that I love the most, and I just cannot speak highly enough of this case. So go get it. I love it. That's all for now. Thanks a bunch for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You know the drill. I'm going to go work on something else now. So until next time, may the Force be with each and every single one of you, and I hope you all have a great day.